Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning for everyone. I hope all is very well. So today I will discuss about skeleton system. This slide was presented by Abdullah. So today I will discuss about human skeleton bones. So let's start off human skeleton bones. The human skeleton is the internal framework of the human body. It's composed of around 270 bones. At the birth, this total decreases to around 206 bones. By the adulthood, after the some bones get fused together. Bone is a living tissue that makes up the body's skeleton, which protects internal organs of the body and facilitates movement to the body. So, classification of the human skeleton. The two are, one is the skeleton, axial skeleton, and the second one the appendicular skeleton. This axial skeleton is the part of the skeleton that consists of the bone of the head and the trunk of the vertebra, and the human skeleton consists of 80 bones, and it's composed of 6 parts: the skull, 22 bones, at oscles of the middle ear, the head bone, the rib cage, sternum, and the vertebral column. And another part of the appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton is the portion of the skeleton is the vertebrae consisting of the bone that support appendage. There are the 126 bone. The appendicular skeleton include the skeleton elements within the limbs, as well as the supporting shoulder girdle, protect, and pelvic girdle. So the first one, axial skeleton, has divided in the following parts. Just like first one, the skull, bones, second one, vertebrae column, the third one, thoracic cage, and the fourth one, the laryngeal skeleton. So start of the skeleton, skull bones. So axial skeleton is the first part of skull bones, classified into two parts. First one, the cranial bone, and the second one, facial bone. So cranial bone is divided for 8 bone and the facial bone 14 bone. At this graph you will be seeing the cranial bone just like frontal, sphenoid, ethmoid, parietal, temporal, occipital. That is the 8 bone of the cranial bone. And another is a part of skull bone, facial bones: nasal, lacrimal, anterior, inferior nasal, cuff, maxilla, mandibular, humor, zygomatic, plantain. Mandibular bone is the largest bone in the human skull, and it's only unmovable bone and human skull bones. And the another bone of the facial bone are the rested. So he will be remember. The second part of excellence into vertebral column. The vertebral column, also known as the spinal column, the central axis of the skeleton in all vertebrae. The vertebral column provides attachment to muscles, support the trunk, protect the spinal cord, the nerve roots, and serves in the side of hypophysis. So this is the pack of the vertebral column. Clavicle, thoracic, and lumbar. The clavicle 7 vertebrae and the thoracic 12 vertebrae, lumbar 5 ossicrum, 5 of it, coxine 4 fixed. Okay, that's the vertebral column. So thoracic cage. The thoracic cage is the hemorrhage cage. It's also known as hemorrhage cage. It's the bony and cartilaginous structure which surround the thoracic cavity and support the pectoral girdle, forming a core portion of the human skeleton. A paragraph is against the slides the thoracic cage. So the last part of the axial skeleton, the laryngeal skeleton. The laryngeal skeleton is the 9 cartilage, the thyroid cartilage, crocodile cartilage, epiglottis, thyroid cartilage, cornicoid cartilage, and cuneiform cuneiform cartilage, and the epiglottis is the one, the elastic cartilage in the lid shaft of the flap, covering the opening and the of the larynx. So that's the last part of the exoskeleton here, which consists of the thyroid cartilage, cricoid cartilage, epiglottis, aryatids, corniculate cartilage, and cuneiform cartilage. So they will be include and arranger skeleton, and this spec will be shown in the slides. Okay, this is epiglottis, hyoid, thyroid, aryatids, and all which we will present in the paragraph. That is the epiglottis. Okay, I hope you will be understand in this laryngeal skeleton. So the second part of the skeleton system, appendicular skeleton. Appendicular skeleton bones are divided into following parts. Number 1, shoulder girdle. Number 2, upper limbs. Number 3, pelvic girdle. And the 4, lower limbs. The first one is the shoulder girdle. The protective girdle consists of the two bones that make up the shoulder. Four bones: clavicle, collarbone, scapula, or shoulder blade. So the next one, the upper limb. The upper limb is divided into three regions. They consist of arm located between the shoulder and elbow joints, the forearm which is between the elbow and wrist joint, we have which is located distal to the wrist, and there are the 30 bones and the each upper limbs. So this is the upper limbs: humerus, ulna, radius, carpal, corpuscles, metacarpal, and phalanges. So corpuscle is the 8 bone, metacarpal and 5 bone, and phalanges 14 bones. So the pelvic girdle. The pelvic girdle is composed of the appendicular hip, bones, ilium, ischium, and pubis, oriented, throwing and connect the pelvis region of this spine to the lower limbs. The pelvic spine consists of the sacrum and coccyx. That's the picture of the pelvic girdle. This is the hip, bone, sacrum, pubis, and pubic, some places. Okay, this all the back of pelvic girdle. So the last is the appendicular system parts, is the also known as the lower limbs. The lower limbs consist of the 30 bones. There is the femur, patella, tibia, fibula, and the tarsal bone, metatarsal bones, and phalanges. The femur is the single bone of the thigh. The patella is the kneecap, and articulates with the distal femur. So that is the femur bone, and also femur bone is the largest bone of the human body. That is the patella, tibia, fibula, or tarsal. Tarsal is the 7 bone, metatarsal is the 5, and phalange is the 14 bones. Thank you so much. This is the short topic for skeleton system. So please subscribe to our channel, Nursing Information.